Less than a month ago, a video surfaced that shows someone that looks like Jihadi John in a large green screen studio, rehearsing for what looks like a classic fake ISIS beheading video. You can see him pretending to cut the victim's throat and then getting ready for take two. The person who pretends to be the victim is likely the actor we see in the first Jihadi John video, the James Foley impersonator. The video is said to have been retrieved from one of John McCain's staff members. As you can see, the video was secretly filmed by a stationary camera in the back of the room. Secondly, the room is huge. It contains a lot of expensive studio cameras, lighting devices, and a very large green screen. But the best evidence that this is not a prank is the big pile of sand neatly made to look natural. To get all of this organized would require a lot of professionals and a lot of time to get together. This studio is everything one needs in order to make identical Jihadi John style videos. Ask yourself, what kind of group would fake this, and what would be their motivation? Also, 1 month later, and no one has admitted that they were part of this production, which you would expect if this was for a public project like a movie or prank video. For now, I am 99% sure that this is Jihadi John in the video and that the big room is a CIA studio. Nothing points to another conclusion. This was probably one of the earliest rehearsals that they did before they released their first finished Jihadi John video in summer of 2014. Now that this footage was leaked, I doubt anyone who was allowed to be in the room when this was filmed will dare to secretly film these CIA ISIS videos again. Or else they might find themselves in the next video. Everyone who knows how video editing works and who carefully studied the very first Jihadi John video knew that the video was staged using actors, and done using green screen. But if that wasn't enough, it also became obvious to any careful observer that the actor who pretended to be James Foley was just that. An actor. Just to be clear, just the first video used an actor to pretend to be James Foley. The other 3 that followed were not actors. The CIA kidnapped these men for the purpose of making these ISIS advertisements, and helped them recruit more Western recruits. They never intended these videos to be carefully analyzed by the sheeple, so that's why they did not bother to put a lot of work into them. That's why there is no blood during the beheadings, and that's why they fade to black when the beheading starts. For whatever reason they killed them off camera and cut off their heads later.
The CIA has been training Syrian rebels at secret bases in Turkey and Jordan.
The CIA is involved in the Syrian civil war.
The Illuminati is not only arming and funding ISIS, but they had to help them out in another way, by advertising them to the West, and they figured out that the best way to accomplish that was to have the CIA produce their own ISIS videos using CIA agent Jihadi John. You see, ISIS is not a real state. Anyone can pretend to be ISIS, and as long as that person helps ISIS interests, there is no reason for any known ISIS official to make a public statement that distance themselves from, let's say, Jihadi John and his own videos. Jihadi John has probably never even set foot in ISIS territory. He probably only operates in CIA training camps in Iraq and Syria. It has been many months now since Jihadi John made a video, and I think I know why. The CIA is desperately trying to figure out how they can make people think that Jihadi John is an official ISIS member. So what they have been working on these past few months is to somehow get him inside ISIS-controlled territory, where he can surround himself with actual jihadis for a brief moment in order to shoot a new propaganda video. Either that, or they just killed him and we will never see him again. The CIA and the British equivalent, MI6, help run ISIS from within. The UK government already admitted that they have around 120 elite members deep within ISIS territory working as undercover agents. They claim that this is to weaken ISIS from within, by destroying their weapons. That is the biggest joke I ever heard. Just imagine 50 UK undercover agents, who don't even speak Arabic, living with ISIS members, being allowed access to various weapons stockpiles around the Middle East, and pull off destroying their weapons and somehow not get caught. As if ISIS wouldn't suspect trickery from day one. The fact is, these agents are not sent to weaken ISIS, but to help manage it. MI6 just announced this so they can have an explanation if they ever get caught helping ISIS. In 2005, they did the same in Iraq. They sent British SAS agents to Iraq to kill civilians in hit-and-runs while dressed as Arabs, to then blame these attacks on Al-Qaeda. 2 of them were caught and arrested by Iraqi police. The British government demanded that they be released immediately. When the Iraqi police refused, the British military sent in tanks and physically broke out these 2 men. This story was obviously covered up and received close to no media attention. The Illuminati seek control over the world economy and thus they need control over the oil. And that's why they focus so much on Syria. And that's why they want to kill or replace the president of Syria, so that they can install a puppet leader. In a recent 2015 interview, Assad admits that America wants more puppets, and that the US level of effort shows that they are not interested in stopping the Islamic State.
I don't think anyone trusts that or believes that the American administration wants to really fight this kind of terrorism. Second, they only attack the northern part of Iraq. I mean, they attack the terrorists in the northern part of Iraq, not the rest of Iraq. Why did they join now? They want to get part of the cake if there's a victory against the terrorists, just to say that we fought terrorists and we defeated ISIS. Where were they during the last few months? Because the West used to have puppets, not independent leaders or officials in any other country. And that's the problem with Putin. They demonize Putin because he can say no and he wants to be independent, because the West, especially the United States, don't accept partners. They only accept followers. That's to be very frank with you. So this is their problem with Syria. They need somebody to keep saying yes, yes man, a puppet, marionette and so on. Somebody who can control by remote control.